Oh, maybe this way. Oh, maybe this way. Maybe, hey, don't matter. Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Hey, everybody. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, haters. We are so happy to see you. Welcome to our little slice of heaven down here on Section 8 Times. Who are we? We are your latest and greatest and hopefully favoritist wrestling podcast in the land. We are the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast. I am Kills at Wills.
I'm Billion.
And today, tonight, whenever you're deciding to join us, we are going to give you our top three. Top three. We gave you our list of our favorite WrestleMania main events, and so we are down to our top three.
We
We're gonna
started with 15.
start at
We
15.
got us down to nine. And
Nine.
in part three, which is this one, we're going to, didn't do it on purpose. We're going to count down our top three. So this way we spend a little more time discussing kind of what we thought were the best main events of all time.
Indeed. Your bronze, silver, and gold medalists, as it were, they get their time on the podium. So this is our time to give these matches their time on the podiums. We talk a little more about these in depth, about why these are top three. And so let's go on ahead and start like we always start. We're gonna start with our man Billion.
Ooh,
Why don't you give us your bronze medal winner?
ooh,
Three, three, three.
absolutely. Number three is going to be between a pair of gentlemen, which we have seen before, not necessarily on this list together, but they have definitely featured on this list. It is part two. It's not the best one. I believe part one was their better match, but this is HBK versus Undertaker 2 at WrestleMania 26. I think as much as I love this match, I'm not going to dwell on 25. I think 25 was better. But the fact that they added the stipulation of if Shawn Michaels doesn't do it, then he is going to retire. Which I believe in the last episode you talked about this match, if I remember correctly.
I did.
Um, so I don't have to go too much more into depth. You go ahead and hit part two on that link down below, and you can watch what Kills said about it. But basically, it's two of the greatest of all time. It's WrestleMania against the Streak, and Shawn Michaels was like, "I have to do it. If I can't defeat the Undertaker, I was so close last year. If I can't do it now, what's the point?" Blah blah blah. So that's why he decided to screw Undertaker out of his championship at Elimination Chamber. So he gave the Undertaker a reason to want to fight Shawn Michaels again. Because if I remember correctly, HBK was like, "Hey, please let's do this match," and Taker was just like, "No."
For what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, "We've done this before. Why do we need to do it again?"
Yeah, for
But
what?
then later on, I believe his next two matches were against Triple H, which was two and three. So I guess he didn't care about fighting people more than once. But that's he again. He faced Shawn Michaels, and he's
With
like,
that,
"But
when since he cost him, it was that thing of like, okay, I'll fight you, but
true,
if you do, then you have to put your career up.
right?
So that became his stipulation because
Because you cost me something, I
correct,
want to potentially cost you something."
exactly,
And this one was the main event, unlike 20, the one at 25. This one
yes,
was the main event, and it deserved to be. It didn't need to be a championship that you physically saw. I mean, I guess if unless Shawn Michaels wrestling is something you physically see, it could be a championship. I don't know. Either way, it's not something that's tangible. It was, but it doesn't always have to be. That story was that was light. Was that light and dark, or was that 25? I think that was
that
25.
was pretty cool. Yeah.
That was 25.
This one, he came out. He was the guy. He was ready. He was Mr. WrestleMania. Um, yeah, he was ready to go. And then that's when Taker came out in the kind of executioner's garb because he
Oh,
was.
that's right. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So again, that's it went back and forth as it should, as any main event, especially a WrestleMania main event should. But in the end, uh, Undertaker was just too much for Shawn Michaels, and he did the whole thing, slapped him at the end, and then made Undertaker do a jumping tombstone, which everybody's like, "Holy shit!" He like snapped him in half. By God! Anyway, so he did the jumping tombstone. That's obviously you knew that was going to be the one, two, three. Shawn Michaels gets his farewell little wave, goodbye in the ring and all that, and he starts crying too, as we saw Ric Flair do a couple years back. And credits. That was WrestleMania 26. So my number three greatest WrestleMania main event of all time, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker 2 at WrestleMania 26.
And that's a really good one, man. Uh,
Hmm.
just a great follow-up to what was already kind of this whole thing, right? Kind of the already big match. And so going in, I probably said this before. I'll just repeat it now. For the people who haven't seen part two, you can go ahead and check that out. Go ahead and, check out that video. You can check out part one while you're at it too. Go ahead and get caught up.
Yeah.
Um, it was good to see HBK uh end his career at a WrestleMania as he should have. You know what I mean? And it was
Hmm.
also another thing where you kind of didn't know going in because you're like I didn't know if HBK was really retiring at the time. It was like,
Because he
okay,
was so close the year before to actually
right,
beat Undertaker. So,
right. And yeah, you figure, okay, maybe they'll throw HBK the bone on this one.
but he did that moonsault and he caught him midair and did that tombstone. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't blame him. I
yeah,
mean, Undertaker's getting up there. How do you expect him to catch a 250-pound man flying at you? But he did it, and here
yeah.
we go. So, so good. Great
It's a good
match.
one, man. All right. It's funny. We'll just segue from one match with the dead man in it to another match with the dead man in it. Yeah, dead man. Yeah.
Ka-chow!
For most people, billion,
Hmm.
the number 13 is an unlucky number. But in this case, WrestleMania 13 was a very much good number for the dead man. It was a dead man against a psycho. It was Psycho Sid
Wow.
for the WWE Championship. Now, this is another one of those matches that probably doesn't get talked about as enough of it as it should
No.
because the co-main event was the infamous Bret Hart against Stone Cold Steve Austin match,
Oh yeah.
where the blood and he never
Ah,
quit. Yeah. So
yeah.
that was before this match. So
I
it
mean,
was.
that was a T-shirt of
I mean,
Stone
it's
Cold with the
it's
blood
it's
dripping down.
still yeah, it's still one of the most iconic shots of Stone Cold ever. Just
I mean, that match was just put in the
down.
Hall of Fame this year, so
Yeah, yeah.
understandably so. It's such a great
So
match.
a
But we're
lot
not
of
talking about that one.
we're not talking about that one. A lot of people forget now. I this whole list, it's our personal list, so we it goes without saying that bias is in this.
Absolutely.
But
Because I put this match at number 35 on 41. So, I mean,
no worries. It's because Undertaker is my guy. I am as old as the WrestleMania, so 13 was the beginning of my trending up towards liking wrestling. Undertaker was my guy. Undertaker was going for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Psycho Sid was also another good wrestler of mine because he was just
he was
another.
good.
He cut good promos. He was always loud, just like this, but then would get quiet and creepy.
Uh,
Psycho.
I love seeing his bloopers, like the blooper reels that you can find on the internet. They're so funny.
And unfortunately, he has that one main classic clip of him snapping his leg in the ring. Yeah, that was him.
Oh,
That's pretty much what kind of ended his career.
yeah.
But we have Vince McMahon, Jerry Lawler, and Shawn Michaels comes out and is introduced, and he's on commentary. And he comes out, he gets his full pyro and everything. He gets to
Yeah, just
get
to
on
do commentary. It's
commentary.
great.
Yeah, man. And Jim Ross. So it's Vince, Jerry Lawler, Shawn Michaels, and Jim Ross all
That's
on
a
commentary.
big
It's a
team.
great thing. Um, Undertaker, this is when he's doing the whole quick raise arm entrance. He was wearing purple a lot. He went back to his old school gray attire
Mm,
for this match. Sid came out with the classic Sid spelled out pyro behind
so
him.
cool.
Bret Hart
Wee,
comes
wee, wee,
yeah.
wee, wee,
Yeah.
wee, wee.
Bret Hart comes out in the middle of this match and gets a power bomb for Sid, and Sid's like, "Now you get your whining ass out of here," because Bret tries to come in, is like, "You ruined our friendship and blah blah blah," and he's talking to Shawn, and Bret Hart had, it's a whole thing. Bret was in his heel bag and that weird bag at that
Yeah,
moment.
he was going through something.
Yeah, yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah.
Um, but the reason why this is up there is because before all that, as they're fighting. Psycho Sid and Undertaker, they're two big dudes. This was um, just a really good slobber knockover match. Two big dudes going back and forth, and my guy got the win. My guy got the win. My guy
First.
got to hold up his first major championship win at WrestleMania, and just point out this is for you. This is for all the creatures of the night. And I didn't think he'd do it because I didn't think they'd give
Something like
Undertaker
that.
a
Yeah.
title, So I that's why I'm incredibly biased. It's my favorite wrestler's first big championship win at a WrestleMania for the dude who's known for having the WrestleMania streak. This is a match that is just near and dear to my heart because it was when you feel like you always back the wrong horse and when your guy wins the championship when you don't think he would, it's a good thing. Even though it's a scripted whole thing, it's still good when your guy can hold up some gold. So
Absolutely.
yeah, the bronze medal for me is WrestleMania 13, Taker versus Psycho Sid for the championship, where Taker raises the belt for the first time, and the creatures of the night get a win, get some gold on that shelf.
Excellent shit. Excellent pick. All right, so we are down to our top two.
Two, 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 two.
Ooh. My number two is going to fancy this, kids. It's going to feature The Undertaker. Um, yeah, for good reason, obviously. Um, he is going up against the defending champion Edge at WrestleMania 24. This match, oh my God, this match, when you talk about, I'm sure you've mentioned on the podcast before when Randy
Speak,
Orton
speak
carried
on speak on it though, because see, this is I was speaking on it from the Undertaker's like
yeah,
fan standpoint, so you can
yeah.
speak on it from the Edge
Oh, I loved
fan
Edge.
standpoint. So yeah.
Oh, Edge, Copeland, Cope, whatever you want to call him right now. He oh so good.
The
He
originator of the Judgment Day.
absolutely
Everybody keep receipts. The originator of the Judgment
him
Day.
and Rhea.
Hmm.
He is able to carry storylines by himself. There were multiple times where, because The Undertaker would disappear for a time, so he wouldn't be on the show, Edge would have to carry the storyline for weeks without any mention or any Undertaker sighting anywhere. So it would just be him carrying this entire storyline forward, and he did it so well, especially when Vicky Guerrero was added to the mix too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's what he was doing. I mean, Undertaker was featured here a little bit, but there were a lot of times where he's being mysterious and just not showing up. Edge is talking to nobody, but he didn't have to. And then we get to the main event. After 20 at 24, the lights had already gone out and come back in during the women's match, and they came back during the WWE Championship, which was a great triple threat match,
Facts.
where Randy Orton retained and nobody expected him to retain
Oh
against John
no.
Cena and Triple
Uh,
H.
WrestleMania 24 is in my top five because yeah,
Yeah,
that Orton win was a
yeah.
bonus for me too. I was like, yes, they gave it to
Because I remember the poll for that match. We're gonna segue, but the poll for that match that they took during the show, it was like 75%
me.
John Cena, or it's like
Uh-huh.
40-40, and then like 9% Randy Orton. And Randy Orton out of nowhere, one, two, three. But that's when he was still punting people, which was great. But we're not talking about that match right now. We're talking about the main event.
Yes.
And back to what I was saying before, when you said that you thought Randy Orton was the closest to breaking the streak, I thought about that with Edge in this match. Because everything the Undertaker had to move for, Edge countered it. Everything.
Yeah.
And he countered it with like big moves with a
Correct.
lot of false finishes.
Correct.
Um, and he threw everything at him. He had the quote Edge heads come out, Zack Ryder and uh Kurt Hawkins, and uh Vicky Guerrero was like in a wheelchair at the time. So Teddy Long pushed her down in the wheelchair. So he gave Edge like a good luck kiss before the match because they were married or at least engaged at the time. And that was a weird storyline, but it was all for
Yeah.
the power in the championship, which Edge had. So he had a lot in his corner, especially where I don't think they had banned it yet, but I think because of this match they banned the Hell's Gate finisher. I don't know if
Mm.
you remember that, but they're like, "Oh, it's a dirty finisher. You can't use it. We're banning it." So he had to use other ways because that's what he was using as a finisher for a while.
Yes, I
was the
remember.
Hell's Gate,
Hmm.
which is how he won this match too. So much so that because he was making people start to bleed from the mouth because he was like messing up their throat or something. I don't know. They get all dramatic, being all soap opera-y, but yeah, this match Edge had every counter for every move that Undertaker threw at him. But in the end, Undertaker still maintained the streak and he won the World Heavyweight Championship that evening. Oh, another fun thing about that match, going into it, Edge was also undefeated at WrestleMania.
Right.
So they were both undefeated going for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania in Florida,
He was
Orlando.
like what, 8-0,
Something
something
like
like that.
that. Yeah,
20,
his
yeah.
first one I think was 2000. So 2000 what was that? 16 to 24. Yeah, it's 8. So and every WrestleMania, yeah. So yeah, 8 years.
There you go. Boom, boom.
Ooh, such a good match. So
Yes.
yeah, WrestleMania 24, Edge versus Taker for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, a good match. And to hear my thoughts on it, go ahead and check that other episode, y'all. Go ahead and go back up. Because, yeah, I said all I needed to say for that match
Hmm.
from the Undertaker side and just from everything there. So that was our good take from good old Billiam. And speaking of matches that we've talked about before, because I believe that this one's on your list, but number two for me, I remember being 15 years old, and this was pretty much
Okay.
the height of my wrestling fandom. Like I'm deep in it at
Yeah.
15 at this point. And I remember going to school and hearing heated arguments about Rock versus Stone Cold. It became very, as much as people have a Marvel versus DC, you Marvel, you DC,
Oh yeah, Apple Android.
you Star Wars, you Star Trek, uh,
Hmm.
you A's or you Giants when that was a thing.
Or a little more relevant, Hulk
You
Hogan
Raiders,
or Ultimate Warrior.
yeah, you Raiders or Niners when that was a thing.
Are you A's or Giants when
Right.
that was the
That
thing?
was a thing. Yeah. Now I'm just I'm just complaining about Oakland sports.
Now I'm like, go
That's
Sharks.
that's a different podcast. There was very much Rock or Stone Cold. Um,
Rock.
you had to you it feels like you at that point you had to fall on one side or the other. You were either with the you were either with this crazy redneck white dude who comes out and he's drinking beer and he's hitting his boss and he's doing this whole thing. It's the rattlesnake and he's hitting the stunner. Or you had this homie dude from the who kind of came in on some, hey, I'm Rocky Maivia, but totally flipped and became the Rock and was wearing Versace shirts and was talking that mess and jabroni and
Sliding on loafers
eyebrow
and
and just
yeah.
yeah, just and just being one of the and just both these cats were just it was as it was going, it was leading up to this whole thing. Rock had sided with the corporation at this point, and he was rocking the Attitude Belt, and
It's the
it was
best.
it was just an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. The Attitude Era was hype. The wrestling video games we were playing, I think it was No Mercy at this point that was out.
Almost.
Yeah.
2000 came first, and that was the
Yeah,
next year.
yeah. So
Because
we were
that's when I hopped in real
there you
hardcore.
go.
It was 2000. So
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so I just, Rock versus Stone Cold was so amazing, and the match was really good. Being the super fan of The Rock that I am and was, got the wrong side of the win that day. That was Stone Cold's
me
night.
too. Me too.
Yeah, that was Stone Cold's night. It was a big win for Stone Cold. It started, he was already that dude, but now he had the gold. I think the rattlesnake belt came shortly after that, I believe. Um,
I think so.
and so I that's my number two because that's when I was living and
Yeah.
breathing WrestleMania, man, where the
It was that
WrestleMania
age. I was the same thing at that age. Yeah.
WrestleMania minutes just meant so much, and The Rock coming in the champion, just I didn't want him to lose.
Uh,
I did not want him to lose that match, but
he has a terrible record at WrestleMania. I think
you,
he's
you
one of
know,
us.
and it's that thing that sucks on his record where he out of the three times Stone Cold beat him twice, both times for the championship, both times when he was coming in as the
As a
champion.
champion.
So it's like fuck, bruh. But
Yeah.
that last one, that third one is about something more than championships, especially when you know kind of behind the scenes what was going on with Stone Cold and all that.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So yeah, WrestleMania 15, Rock versus Stone Cold won for the WWF Championship.
That's right.
That's my
That
that's
Attitude Era belt. That's my belt.
yeah. Yes.
Because yeah, I was 13 at the time. I got into wrestling the next year. I didn't watch that WrestleMania, but like I said earlier before, 2000, I watched it religiously. I had it just burned on a VHS tape. Yeah, look those up, kids. Google VHS tapes. WrestleMania 2000. I just watched that one over and over again, and that just my love for wrestling just that's where it really sparked up. But because I was like 13, but yeah, I was around because we're around the same age too. So that's our those were formidable years, and Rock and Austin was huge.
Yeah.
Ooh, which brings us to our number one.
You could say it's our main event of the evening. Put that Section 8 main event up right now. Do
It'll go there, trust me. Um, My number one. So eventually, when we are done with this, I
Yeah.
want you to send me a list over too. I want to post our full list
Oh, got it. Yeah, it's
because we
already.
only did 15. But like I said, we watched all 41 again,
Mhm.
including this year's rewatch. But I
Mhm.
mean, we've seen most of these before.
Yeah.
I used
No,
to watch these all the time.
we should do for funsies, we should do like our bottom five, like our
Yeah,
five.
totally. We could do that. Um,
And they're on the bottom of the list because my last one is just so terrible.
oh,
I
it's awful. It's real bad. Mine too.
think we have the
Uh,
same, we might have the same last one.
I would hope so. But yeah, like because I have all the WrestleManias on DVD. You do as
Yes.
well. They're probably right behind you. Uh,
Well, yeah, I'm close. I still
oh,
need to get up there.
okay.
I have up to what, 30? What's it, 30? 31, 32, 33. I have up to 34. So I'm
Yeah.
working on it. Working on it.
But yeah, but all the old ones up to 20.
Yes.
Like I watch those DVDs all the time.
I got
So
that
so much so
special
that they
four-pack
were
case and shit
yeah,
that they were
I got the
selling.
box set too.
Boom. Yep. See? See?
Yep. Yeah, so much so, kids, that you had to flip the DVD over
Oh
because
my
they were
Lord. Yes,
so
you did.
long.
Whoop.
Yeah. Anyway, number one of all of the WrestleManias, we're gonna go to WrestleMania 30.
Hey
Uh,
now, say now.
Randy Orton versus Batista versus Daniel Bryan. Triple threat match for, I believe, both belts. Yeah. Randy Orton walked
Yes.
in with
Yes.
for the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes.
I remember both of them draped kind of crisscross over Orton's shoulders coming in
It's
with
coming.
both.
That
Yeah,
look.
that swagger down that long ramp.
My man.
So again, we talk about storyline as a big part of this. This was Yeselmania. This was you seeing the footage before of the so many people wearing Daniel Bryan shirts in the ring with Daniel Bryan doing the yes. Just saying this was where the authority, which is Triple H and Stephanie, saying that he's a B plus player. He's not the face. I mean,
You
the long
small.
hair, the beard.
Small. Not a good look. Yeah,
Yeah,
boy. Shit. Yeah.
just he wasn't what the WWE wanted as a face. So
Correct.
the being the authority as the heels, they're like, boo, we love Daniel Bryan. And so the the world, it felt like, got behind Daniel Bryan in this match, and the authority was throwing all these curveballs, and he just kept overcoming all of them. So fast forward, we get to WrestleMania 30. If Daniel Bryan has to take on Triple H, if whoever wins this match will be put into the main event against Randy Orton and Batista, who won the Royal Rumble that year. Batista had returned and he won the Rumble. So it was Randy Orton, Batista. Uh, Long story short, this match is to make it a triple threat match. So we're going to see who it's going to be. And Daniel Bryan going into the match was already injured because Triple H is the cerebral assassin, boss
Right.
or not, he's still Triple H who loves sledgehammers and whatnot and is diabolical and dirty and knows what he's doing. So he obviously, it was Daniel Bryan's shoulder that was injured too, so he couldn't do the yes lock that in very well anymore, um, among just other things. So Triple H targeted the shoulder, and it was a brutal match to start WrestleMania. But somehow Daniel Bryan ended up pulling off the victory. So there we go. Yay, Daniel Bryan is going
Right.
to have to take on a fresh Randy Orton and Batista three
Right.
and a half hours later.
Right. So
Uh,
even then you're like, okay, Garrity won, but come on, what are we doing here?
so everything that Triple H and Stephanie tried did not work, which obviously Triple H is going to be even more upset and continues to completely obliterate Daniel Bryan even further after the match. So it's like, how is Daniel Bryan going to like compete?
That's right.
Yeah. Fast forward to the main event. Triple threat match means it's also no DQ because
Correct.
that's just how it works. So no count out, no DQ. This match is insane. At one point, it's like a little Evolution reunion because Randy Orton and Batista kind of team up on Daniel Bryan and take
Yeah.
him out. Like they powerbomb him through the announce table. They do the whole thing where he gets stretchered out. And so it's like, all right, I guess it's just Randy Orton and Batista in one-on-one match. Great. It's going to be a phenomenal match as you would expect it to be. Here comes Daniel Bryan flying goat out of nowhere. I think he does the headbutt to come back into the match. And he's like, oh, Daniel Bryan's back. I don't know how the guy did it. I don't know how he still had the energy. I mean, great, it's scripted, whatever, but just the amount of energy he exerted all night long, just it blows my mind. And he may have toppled where Chris Jericho beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night to be the undisputed champion because Daniel Bryan beat Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista. He beat Evolution
Yeah.
minus Ric Flair. He beat
Minus.
Evolution in a single night, coming
Right.
in already with a messed up wing, if you will,
Right.
to become the undisputed world heavyweight champion. That match is so good. Everything leading up to it is so good. You can watch, I think on Peacock, they have a whole WrestleMania section where you can just go through and see all the segments leading up to WrestleMania and then both of those matches. But it's such a fun rabbit hole to fall down. So, WrestleMania, Batista, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania 30, number one.
It definitely felt like one of the first times that the WWE listened to the fans, where
Yeah.
the time where it definitely felt like, oh, we're gonna cram this person down your throat and make them the champion, and people going like, no, but we like this guy.
It
Uh,
doesn't always happen. It
right.
happened again with Kofi Kingston about 6 years later, 8 years later, whenever that happened. Um,
Correct.
but it was very well deserved. Daniel Bryan had gone all over the world at this point, so he deserved to have this moment. He earned it, and he got it. So
I mean, the Yes Movement won the Giants a World Series, man.
yeah, as
The Yes Movement,
compensation.
the Yes Movement was very powerful, and yeah, it was the beginning of kind of this. I think when for traditionally, especially when Vince was in charge, didn't really like small people being the champion, right?
No,
So when Rey Mysterio won, it was kind of this, well, like we kind of know why Rey won,
but
and
we bought it. We also
right.
bought it.
Not to, and that's not to diminish that, but there was that thing where you feel like if this hadn't happened, maybe this wouldn't have happened. With Daniel Bryan, it felt very organic where it behind the scenes it did feel like, well, you know what? Let's the fans want Daniel Bryan to be champion. Let's give the fans what they want. And then let's create this scenario where it feels like, oh man, he might not, overcome this. So yeah, I get it, man. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my number one. It's my gold medal match. It's my favorite son.
Woo!
And of course, I am absolutely biased because I tell you what, Ben, I have not been to an NBA Finals. I have not been to a NHL Stanley Cup.
Nope.
I have not been to the Super Bowl.
Nope.
And as much as I love baseball, I've been to some playoff games.
Hmm.
I've been to some crushing playoff games.
Yeah.
I've been to some great walk-off playoff games.
Yep.
But I've never been to a World Series game. You know what I have been to? I
Ooh, tell
have
me.
been to a WrestleMania, sir. And I tell you what, WrestleMania 31 is my favorite for two reasons. One, because yeah, I was freaking there.
Yeah, we
I got
were.
to see it. I was in the building. I was part of the magic. You can't see me because I was sitting too way up high. But if you watch that WrestleMania, it's also why again I'll rewatch the WrestleManias and we'll have that episode at certain point. But
Hmm.
I that WrestleMania will definitely be in the top three
Yeah,
because I got to see just about that everybody who's on my Mount Rushmore, I got to see.
that's very true.
People, a couple people who used to be on my Mount Rushmore, I got to see. A few people that were just on the random, like, oh snap, they came out and I just used to like them, I got to see. Uh People I'd thought I would never see in a WWE anything randomly, I got to see.
Everybody.
Everybody
It
was
was
on my
nuts.
list. I even got to see Ronda Rousey and, and didn't have to
Yeah.
see her fight in UFC or pay UFC money to do it. I got to see Ronda Rousey. So it's just an amazing thing. So what I did get to see, and the match that honestly on the entire list
Hmm.
I didn't care about at first was
Hmm.
the main event
Hmm.
because my main event was Undertaker Bray Wyatt, but it was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and we have Roman Reigns has a big crowd entrance. It was the fist slam pyro comes out big. Paul Heyman comes out in Brock's corner. Brock gets a bigger pyro for when he jumps up onto the ring than he does when he comes out.
That was
It's a
dope.
big whole great thing. JBL, Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole are on commentary, and I remember just from the distance, just going like, "Yo, Brock Lesnar's a huge fucking human being, bro."
Big.
And just watching him throw Roman Reigns around, even though you know stuff is scripted, you're just like, "Bruh,
That's scary.
this looks next level, bro." They both bled in the ring. Brock was doing his thing. Roman Reigns looked like he was battling back as best he could. They both go out, and then Seth Rollins' music hits.
Oh.
And I remember sitting there going like, he's not gonna,
Hmm.
and runs out, cashes it in. He Roman hits Brock with a spear because Seth moves out the way, but then Seth capitalizes by curb stopping Roman, pinning, and it's what you all now know as the heist of the century, which brings me to my second reason why I love it because it's not only was I there, but very rarely are you there live to see things like a changing of a guard or changing of a movement or changing of a direction in a company or in a design. And this was very much the for what you know about Seth Rollins and for what you all know for Seth Rollins to be was birthed at the heist of the century.
Yep.
And from that point on, he became the visionary. He became the revolutionary. That was the beginning of the Seth Rollins era. And so it was really cool and crazy to see that live, especially when you look at what I call we should think about the six, yeah, they call it like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where
Yeah.
everybody's done okay, 6 degrees of Paul Heyman. Because think about this. Paul Heyman walked into that arena in the corner of Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was facing the next major person that Paul Heyman would lead to the next generational shift or the next big thing in the bloodline, in Acknowledge Me. And the dude who got the heist of the century was the next person that Paul Heyman would be
Yeah, that's
behind
crazy.
with the vision, with all this. So it's just a whole crazy, just yeah, WrestleMania 31. I was there, and
I was there.
it was a big, crazy old moment. Guess what, y'all? That's our list. We did it. Beep, 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 beep. We got through that top 15, but hey, go ahead and check the comments and all that because what we're going to do is we're going to release the whole thing. We're going to show you our whole list, 1 to 41.
I'll
Uh,
probably throw them on Instagram. Yeah. Probably
Yeah,
do
we'll
it that
do it
way.
on somewhere so y'all get to see
Mhm.
it. Hey, we'd love to see y'all list, but in order to do that, in order for us to see y'all list, hey, Billiam, won't you
Mhm.
let them know what they got to do so we can see their list?
Oh, I want to see your list. Kills wants to see your list.
You just made the list.
Ooh, yes. But let us know. Throw it down. Hit that subscribe button down there. Comment below. Let us know. You don't have to give us all 41. We don't expect that. Give us a top five. Give us the top two. Give us your favorite one. We just need one. Just let us know. Tell your friends. Also, you can find us on Instagram. That's where I will post our lists, 1 to 41. I will post all of that on Instagram, Section 8 Wrestling Pod. And then you can hear us talk about it as well on Spotify and Apple Music.
All right.
Mhm.
So this was a fun little. Go ahead and check out part one and two, and this was part three. Go ahead and check it out. We're gonna create another a new top something list or our best lists or favorite lists. I think we still have. I think I think there's entrances. I think there's still women's wrestlers. I think there's
I want to do tag teams that like were thrown together, like two single superstars put together in a tag team because that's a pretty good list if you
shout out,
start to think about it.
shout out to our boy PGA RIP Adam. He had a good idea. Best wrestling kind of gimmicks because he was talking about how Mick Foley was Dude Love, Mankind, and Cactus Jack. So
Yeah,
best wrestling gimmicks.
gimmicks were fun. That
Yeah.
was definitely a
I
thing.
would love, I would love to talk about a Husky Harris, Bray Wyatt to the Fiend thing. So you can go Dead Man Taker to
American
Badass,
Badass to
the
yeah.
Ministries. So yeah, gimmicks. It would be a good one. So yeah, match types. Match types, another one.
Oh
Billion.
yeah, it's another one we talk about.
Of course. So we're gonna have a couple few lists. We're gonna be working on it. And hey, y'all, don't forget to tune in as of this taping. I think Saturday Night Main Event's coming up, and there's some other
Mhm.
stuff coming up. So keep on tuning in. Check us out for the weekly recaps of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, and we'll be doing the recaps of all the PLEs. Just come on here and check us out. And who are we? Section
You
8
know.
Wrestling Podcast, of course. You know who we are, latest, greatest, and hopefully your favoriteest. But I got things to do. He had things to do. Y'all got things to do. So we will bid you adieu. Thank you for stopping by and checking us out here for the Section 8 Wrestling Podcast. I am Kills at Will.
I'm Billy.
Hey, hey, we gonna see y'all on the next one.
Later.